Hi friends. So we're finally at the finish line of season 12 of Drag Race. It's been a grueling 18 months or I don't know, however long it has been, but we're finally here. Like I've done with seasons 9, 10, 11, All Stars 4 and retroactively every previous season, today we're doing Who Should Win Season 12 of Drag Race. Firstly, I know that the finale will have some sort of a lip-syncing for the crown format, so the competition is still not over. With the top 3 of Crystal Method, Gigi Good, and Jade Essence Hall, any of them, in theory, could win if they beat the other 2 in the finale. However, today we're going to be going over the 3 criteria I created for determining who should win a season, with the 3 mostly pulled from the previous seasons. Of course, sometimes winners are chosen for reasons that have nothing to do with the competition, but I think that this season, and with the disqualification of Sherry Pie, there won't be such an outcome. I mean, unless Crystal completely sucks in the finale, but is still crowned because RuPaul has a crush on her, but I don't see that happening. The 3 criteria in question are: 1. Who had the best track record? For this category, we compare the amount of points the 3 queens earned throughout the season, with this point system in mind. Since there will be people that will always have something to say about this, if you want to discuss or debate the points or the system, DM me on Twitter or Instagram, because YouTube comments are awful for having a discussion. However, if on any platform your argument is, well, the Wikia says, then babes, keep it to yourself. Next, who was in the top of the competition the most throughout the season? This does not mean who had the most wins, nor who placed high the most times. If it meant that, I would have said it like that. Each week, queens earn points. Each week, there is a queen or there are queens with the most amount of points. The said queen or queens for those episodes were on the top of the competition. This category is here to award consistency, so for example, on season 3, Manila had the best PP score or track record, but Raja was more consistent as a contestant by being on the top the most. Lastly, who had the best storyline? Now, this season, this category is a little murky because the editors had to quickly re-edit the season and have Sherry be in it as little as possible, so, and as I've been told, the alleged Sherry versus Gigi storyline was dropped. Also, the winner of this category got a storyline that revolved around her hairstyle out of drag. But we'll get to that when we get to that. Just to have her in mind, but actually pay her no mind, I'll also include Sherry's scores for the first 2 categories, but she, of course, cannot win. So, who had the best track record prior to the possible changes that might occur in the finale? Well, it's Gigi Good. It seems like this season the judges and her fans have decided unanimously, and if I may say so, unanimously, to bump up a couple of her placements. So when she should have just been high in an episode, she won. When she should have been in the bottom 2, she was just low. Oh look, there are 2 top 6 episodes and both times Gigi was low in them. Let's give her the safe placement because Sherry Pie is a bad person. I cannot wait until some of you reach uni and have to start writing research papers and everything else of that sort. It's gonna be a fun time for y'all when your professors call you out. Anyways, she is not the first and she will not be the last person that will reach the finale with a high score with a lot of favoritism behind her, but she is the best in that aspect out of these 4 queens. Next up, PCD TOP top of the competition. Given that the final episode is competitive, maybe, we don't know, we're assuming that it is actually lip-syncing for the crown, the graph shown will not be 100% correct, as it will be missing the last episode. Since we do not know exactly how the lip-syncing will happen, it's hard to speculate, so once the finale actually does happen, I will pin the updated top of the competition list in a comment below. Another thing, while listing the episodes, I will be listing them as competitive episodes, with the 2 premieres counting as 1 competitive episode, or as the first competitive episode. You'll see what I mean soon. Only 4 queens from this season were ever top of the competition, and coincidentally, all 4 were in the top 2 of the premiere. Widow Von Du was on the top of the competition only once, and in the first competitive episode at that. Next we have a tie with queens that were the tops of the competition 3 times each. First, Sherry Pie, who was the top of the competition in the 2nd, 4th, and 10th competitive episodes, so 3rd, 5th, and 11th chronologically. The other queen is Jada Essence Hall with episodes 1, 9, and 10, or 2, 10, and 11 chronologically. Of course, Gigi Goode happens to have been the top of the competition the most, 9 times from the 3rd competitive episode all the way until this last episode. A 9-episode streak. I think that might be the new record. So yeah, Gigi wins the 2nd category. She wins 2 out of 3, and she should win season 12. But again, we never know what might happen in the finale. Even though Gigi is the clear winner out of the 3, let's go over the storyline category just because I'm a fan of good storytelling in reality shows, something that Drag Race doesn't always do well, but they're trying. So, Crystal's storyline, to me, is of a queen that didn't really know what her drag was about. Well, no, not to me. That's what we were shown. On a couple of occasions, she couldn't put into words who Crystal Method was. However, and even with this crutch, she was able to grow in the competition. Maybe not much in style or skill, but she showed us that if you play it smart, you can make it into the finale. Her playing smart, of course, had to do with the fact that she knew Rue had a big old grandpa boner for her, and he was not afraid to show it. Well, not literally, but you get what I mean. It's a little sad that the catalyst for Crystal's growth in a drag competition is something that had nothing to do with drag. But it still is a pretty okay storyline. Gigi Goode, on the other hand, had the reverse Aquaria storyline. Aquaria came into the competition of season 10 with her head up her ass, and she wasn't really doing well in the beginning, which was a shocker to her and most of her fans, and she even had some questionable moments, all the way up until the Vixen called her out on them and made her see the wrongs in her approach, not just with the other queens, but with the competition as well. After that, Aquaria became more likable, more fun, more goofy, and was able to present herself better and ultimately win the season for us. Gigi, on the other hand, came in as likable, as a sort of a deer in the headlights kind of a queen, but it quickly showed that that was just a tactic. Pretty much every time she would do well, she would pretend struggle and downplay herself and her skills and versatility up until the Maxi challenge. Not necessarily versatility when it comes to her silhouettes though. Fool us once, shame on you. Fool us twice, shame on us. Fool us 3 times, and then it gets really annoying. While growing more annoying in the competition, while the show was airing, she was really showing her privilege as a rich, white, queer kid with supportive parents, and it turned down a lot of fans, myself included. Like with all 4 queens from the top 4, Gigi's tenure on Drag Race was plagued by repetitiveness, which the fans, the editors, and the other queens had a problem with the most, given that she was never called out on it. Lastly, Jada Essence Hall. Jada did not really seem to have much of a storyline. She came in a little annoying, let's be real, and lazy seeming in the beginning, but quite literally by the 2nd competitive episode, she showed a completely different side of herself. Sadly, Jada never seemed to have a clear-cut story for herself on the show. She was just a polished queen who could do pretty much everything, who showed us her weaknesses in the right amount without making them her story. So for this 3rd category, I would give the point to Crystal. So, who should win season 12 of Drag Race? By what we have seen so far, Gigi Goode. Still, and again, who knows what might happen in the finale. And because of that, I'm still pulling for my girl Jada to win. Now what about y'all? Also, Heidi's gonna be Miss Congeniality this season, right? She better be.